Hello everybody, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, Group Policy MVP and founder of PolicyPak software. In this video, we're going to talk all about how to get PolicyPak licensed. So first and foremost, you can see here, this is the download, the ISO file that we supply to you in your trial. And one of the directories inside is licensing. There's two things here. One's a little program that it doesn't launch. There's no reason to try to launch it. The other utility is LT. So when we go ahead and launch LT, it'll ask for administrative credentials. If you are a domain admin, it's best that you run with domain admin rights. And we're about to count the number of computers in your domain. So type in my password here. And the main thing that we're going to do here is generate a license request key file, and then later install a license received from PolicyPak. But actually, we can get started here at the bottom. Find and disable unused computers. Because remember, PolicyPak is licensed per Active Directory computer account that you have in your domain and in your OUs. And if you've got some that are not used, you can find and disable them. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So you can specify the computers without logons for N number of days, like 100 days. And you can optionally include computers that have never been logged on by any users. Maybe you have some old and crusty computer accounts that are just sitting there. We don't want you to have to pay for them, so we give you this little freebie utility so you can click on the computers, and then, again, it will actively disable them inside Active Directory users and computers. It will not move them for you. It simply will disable the computers that you selected. So now that's it. You've reduced your count. The next thing you're going to do is to generate a license request key. So if you are planning on licensing terminal server machines, on the very next screen here you'll get a warning. If you're looking to license both regular computers and terminal services or Citrix computers, then this utility must be run from a computer running Windows Server. So that's the little catch here. So let's go ahead and close this out. We'll go over to a server and we'll rerun the utility over on a server. If you're not planning on licensing terminal server or Citrix machines, you can in fact continue onward with all the steps from a Windows 7 machine. But if you're planning on using terminal services or Citrix with PolicyPak, we do request that you run it from a server machine. So let me go ahead and run LT here, and we'll start off by, again, generating a license request key. We'll go ahead and click continue here. And this is where it takes a moment, or maybe 2 moments, or perhaps up to 3 moments if you've got a really large Active Directory. We count all the computer accounts in your Active Directory, plus we touch all of your terminal server or Citrix machines and get an accurate count of the licensing that you're using. So we'll give this a second to complete here. Okay. And now we're at the first screen. The first screen is asking you, who are you? Okay, that's the key question on the first screen. Who are you? If you are a domain admin, we suggest you select the entire domain. Now, to be clear, this is not where you're going to use PolicyPak. Let me say that again. Even if you are the domain admin and you select you are the ruler of the whole domain, that's cool, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be using PolicyPak there. Conversely, if you are in charge of the sales team, that's cool too. You'd select the sales OU, and it will automatically select the sub OUs within them as well. So the first question again is simply, who are you? It is not deciding where you're going to use PolicyPak. When you click next, now you'll see a subset of the place that you said you were the owner of. So now let's say you wanted to use it against all of sales. That's great. Or maybe you want to use it on the Citrix machines, the desktops, and the laptops of the East sales, but not yet. Maybe you're not quite ready yet for the West sales. So look what we do here. We're cherry picking particular OUs. You can see here this one is probably going to contain my Citrix machines, my desktops, and my laptop machines. And we do what's called a running count. And you can see here that we've got some trial computers that don't count, disabled computers don't count. We only count active computer accounts plus your terminal server connections. And the grand total in my little demo station here is 12 machines. So that's all we're doing. We're just figuring out how many computers are in each particular OU. We suggest that the higher up you go, the more flexible things become, but you're welcome to pick just the locations that you wish as you see fit. Long story short, this number is the number that we're going to be licensing is 12 here. That includes your Windows computers and your terminal services / Citrix connection. So the grand total on this little demo station is 12 active accounts. When you're done here, we have this file that you're going to save to a file, put it in some place for us. I've already got a file here, so I'll call this Fabricam License Request Key 2 because I already have one here, and I'll hit save. And this is what you're going to send to your sales team here at PolicyPak in order to get licensed, either a full license key that'll last a year or a trial key that will last usually up to 90 days. Once you get the license from us, you're then going to install a license received from PolicyPak. You'll click Next, you'll browse for the file, pick the actual license that we send you. Don't pick the license request key that you sent us, that won't help you. So pick the license key that we send you, okay? We ask you to validate it, okay, because in case it gets blown up over email or something, and then you're going to create a GPO. And remember, in my little example here, I said that I was in charge of the sales OU, not the entire domain. If I was in charge of the entire domain, this would say that it would be linking to the whole domain. Again, it's not going to be used against the whole domain, but it's linked high enough that all the places that you want to use it will, in fact, get the signal and get the license. So we'll go ahead and we'll click OK here. It's creating the group policy object. If you have any issues creating the group policy object license, if you don't get license installed, we do have a troubleshooting the licensing tool wizard video that would be good for you to watch if you have trouble there. So go ahead and click OK here. We'll click close and let's see what it did. Let's go over to the GPMC here. We'll refresh our group policy objects and let's go ahead and do a quick refresh, and there we go. What we see here is that it created a license file, a group policy object called PolicyPak license, and it expires, well, whenever it's supposed to expire. And inside the group policy object, all we're doing is we're putting some dates in there, okay, on both the user side and the computer side. We're just putting some dates for when it expires. We suggest that you also right-click over the link and enforce it. And the reason why is that if somebody lower here, say in East Sales Desktops, decides they're going to block inheritance, the enforced property on the group policy object will ensure that it can go through and affect correctly your eSales desktop machine. So let me say that again. For your license that you just installed, we suggest that you right-click and enforce the group policy link so that way it affects everybody. And that's it. It's just that simple to get licensed. If you have any questions about that, again, we have a video on how to troubleshoot that. And of course, we're here if you have anything past that. Thanks very much. Looking forward to getting you on board into your PolicyPak trial or welcome aboard as a customer. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.